So in this video, I'm gonna show you a simple way to bring your old paint back to life. All right, today's a wagon video. I figured I would do one side of the car first, at least on the front hood. It's the same dullness on both sides. I'm gonna basically do the driver's side first and really polish this up so you can get a comparison between the before and the after. All right, so there's basically like 3 parts to this process that you really need to know. They're very basic, they're very simple. I'm sure there's plenty of other steps and processes that a professional would go through, but this is what I did to get this car from an oxidized state to a nice shiny state. You really have to have this kind of buffer to do the job good. All right, so here's my buffer. It's a DeWalt. The biggest thing you need is you need one that has adjustable speed. One of the elements to getting a good polish on your car, you have to run the different compounds at different speeds. I think when I bought this thing, it was around 300 bucks. It's quite a few years ago. I'm sure it's substantially more expensive given inflation of today. The next part, probably most important part, is the compound. It's sort of like sandpaper. It's got a grit to it. So I bought this kit from this place called SoCal Wax Shop. It's nearby where I'm at. You can go online. You can order your own. I don't think they package it as a kit anymore, but like they did when I first bought it, but they still have all the stuff. So the brand used to be called Venom. They've since changed it to the shop name, which now it's just called Wax Shop. The third element is the pad, okay? It's almost like sandpaper as well. You know, each pad is designed for a particular grit. I think it has more to do with the softness or stiffness of the pad. So in this case, this was the orange pad. Don't go off the colors because you go to a different shop, it might be a different color. But here's the part number for the orange pad. I know it kind of looks tan now, but it was pretty orange when I bought it. And this is to be used with the 1000 grit. Show you this too. They basically gave me this chart. So for the 1000 grit, it's going to be the orange pad. The writing is kind of fading now. And the speed that I'm going to run the polishing wheel at is 1200. Okay, and then the second level is going to be 2000, which is going to be, the RPM is going to be 1400 to 1600. And this is going to be the black pad. And then the glaze. The glaze is going to be the blue pad at 1500 to 1800, and I'll go show you those part numbers and stuff. So for the first pass, 1000 orange pad, this particular brand, there's the part number, and then the speed is 1200. Just giving it a quick wash, get the dirt off of it, and I'm just gonna leave it wet. And I got my 1000 pad, which is the orange pad, 1000 grit. All right, so the speed for the orange pad and the 1000 is about 1000 and 1200. I'm gonna go with the 1200. My Jonny Mopar rag. My son's shirt doesn't fit him anymore, so it's now a rag. Seems only right to use it on a Mopar, right? All right, we'll let that dry and then we'll get a closer look. Don't expect it to be shiny yet because that's just the 1000 grit. Hopefully this will come out on the camera. You see how shiny the hood got a little bit shinier. It's not all there yet. There, you can kind of, yeah, you can see how dull. This side hasn't been polished yet. and this side has been polished. Quite a bit of difference. All right, well, I'm not gonna move the car right now because I wanna stand in the shade while I'm polishing. So anyway, you can kind of see it there. You can see how the tree, the reflection of the tree is starting to show up in the paint. You can't see the reflection of the tree here, but you can start to see it here. Right. The second pass is going to be 2000. I actually misplaced this. I couldn't find it, so I had to go buy another bottle. So this is the 2K. This is what it looks like now. You can see there, 2K. It cost me 20 bucks for this bottle. So figure about 20 bucks per bottle. And then be using the black pad. Easier to see like that. There you go. In the RPM, you're gonna run between 14 and 1600. We switched to the black pad, which is for our 2000 grit. We're gonna change the RPM to 14 to 1600. So we'll put it right there at 1600. So we'll run that over the same area, the driver's side of the car. The reason I don't want it dry is that the pad just starts to catch and dig. If it's wet, it kind of glides better.
Get out of what you call home, your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you were made. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's no word. I try to justify my actions, less reactions, heartbeat raising. Oh, it doesn't work.
All right, so we hit this with the 2000. You can see the tree reflection a lot better. You can see how this side of the hood is the unpolished side, how oxidized it is and flat. You look from this direction. So that's what it used to look like. That's what it looks like with 2000. All right, and then the third pass is going to be the glaze, which is this stuff here. It's going to be the blue pad, part number, brand, and composite. And the RPM is going to be between 15 and 1800. You're probably looking at about, well, 60 bucks worth of compound. I can't remember what the pads cost. I don't think they were terribly expensive. You do have to get this piece, which attaches to your grinder or your buffer, which basically has a Velcro backing, and then you just basically stick your foam pad to it and then start buffing away. And again, the DeWalt cost me, I think it was around 300 bucks, probably more expensive nowadays. One other thing real quick, let me take you back to the chart. So some of those grinders, like this one in particular, has the RPM on the adjuster, but some of them are like labeled 1 through 10. So in this particular case, they're suggesting the speed is 2 to 3 or 1200 for the 1000 orange pad. Adjustment 4 to 5, which is 1400 to 1600 using the black pad for the 2000. And then the adjustment here is 5, which is 1500 to 1800 using the blue pad for the glaze. All right, we're now going from 15 to 1800 RPM. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the 1800. We have the blue pad for the glaze, and then we have the glaze. Wow, came out pretty nice. All right, so let's have a look. Okay. See those trees there, the reflection in the house. Can't really see much of anything there. Yeah, you can see the tops of the trees here. Wow. It's pretty noticeable. I don't know what it is about white. White doesn't really pop like other colors, you know? You can see the windshield and roofline reflection in the hood on this side. It looks like two different cars put together. This looks all old and dingy, ratty looking, and that looks like a nice paint job, even though it's all old crappy paint. I think if we get it that shiny on the side of the car, that's where you're really going to see a lot of the reflection and stuff, because the top of the car, you're just seeing reflection of the sky, and there's no clouds or anything, so you don't see much. I mean, you can see the shine, but on camera, it looks like it doesn't do it any justice. I mean, it really is a nice sheen to it. Looks good. I can't wait to do the whole car. Cool. All right, so I polished half the hood and the top of the fender of the driver's side. It's pretty obvious it's shiny, but on a white car, it doesn't really pop. So I'm gonna go ahead and polish the side of the car. I might just go ahead and polish half the car so you can get a really good view of what it looks like polished, and leave the other half unpolished, and basically record the two under the same, at the same time, basically under the same lighting and shadows. So let's go over the car the way it is now. Unpolished. The back unpolished. Get the roof unpolished. This half is polished, that half is not. And this side of the car is not polished. All right, let's see how it comes out polished. Sounds pretty good, huh? For first pass. Now I'm putting on the 2000. So there's too much glare with the car facing this way. I'm gonna flip it around